Hello, my name is Jeremy, just your average everyday guy. That is until sometime in my early 30s, I developed a spinal condition known as ankylosing spondylitis. It took me from this, 6 foot tall, to this, not 6 foot tall. But I wasn't going to let that get me down forever, so eventually I kicked some bad habits and started fighting back. I still get some pretty strange looks, but I'm now doing what I love, traveling and adventuring. My goal is to show other people with disabilities or anyone facing challenges that your best days don't have to be behind you and that there's always hope. So thanks for joining me, the Handicapped Hiker. On the last episode, I made a couple of last-minute weekend trips to Ohiopyle State Park and Maurice K. Goddard State Park in Pennsylvania. Soon after, the harsh Northeast Ohio winter set in and put an end to Season 1. I also left you with the bombshell that just before the new year, I told my employer that I would be leaving the company in the coming year. What ended up happening is they met my stipulations, and I agreed to stay until the end of June to train a replacement. 84 more days. So I continued working 12-hour days, training at home, and planning for my Season 2 road trip. So a lot of the supplies are coming in that I ordered for the big trip. And it's like Christmas every day. I get 4 or 5 packages. But we're getting closer to the day. Here's my countdown calendar. Just so I can keep track of how much time I have left to get everything done that I need to get done. Taking the car in on Friday to get it all checked out, get everything fixed that needs fixed. And then we'll just keep training, keep getting the car ready, keep getting all my supplies ready. So we'll figure it out. As June quickly approached, I began building out the back of my Subaru Outback for travel and camping. My professional background is in architecture and engineering, so projects like this are right up my alley. And before I knew it, my last day of work came, and I spent the next few days packing and preparing for the biggest adventure of my life so far. Okay, so it's 5:50 in the morning. I'm running about 20 minutes behind from where I wanted to leave. This is it. This is the day. Been planning for this for a very, very long time. And the day is finally here. I've got the car packed about as full as I can get it. I don't think I could fit another piece of paper in here if I wanted to. Took about a day longer than I expected to load everything in here. Spent the last day and a half just walking around the house making sure I didn't forget anything. And I still feel like I'm forgetting something. But, you know, there's Walmarts and Dollar Generals everywhere, so we'll find out soon enough if we're missing something. It's kind of a strange feeling. I've never been away from home for more than a week and a half, 2 weeks at the most. So this is gonna be a new experience and probably feel a little strange after I'm out there for a few weeks. But we're gonna figure it out, and I have a feeling I'm gonna miss home. But I'm gonna see some incredible things. So here we go, westbound.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right, you're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's some sand dunes here. Holy cow. Indiana Dunes National Park started out as a national lakeshore in 1966 and was later redesignated our 61st National Park in 2019. Okay, there's some sand dunes here. There are two main sections of the park stretching a total of 20 miles along the southern shore of Lake Michigan. Where's the hiking at? The park lies between Michigan City and Gary, Indiana, and the two main sections are separated by the U.S. Steel and Cleveland Cliffs steel mills. There's also an older state park and a couple of smaller outlying areas of the national park. Of course, I'm limited on time, so I'm focusing on the West Beach section of the park, where I'm going to hike the 3 loop trails. The first trail, and most popular of the three, is the Dune Succession Trail, a 1-mile loop with 75 feet of elevation gain.
Hello.
It begins by climbing many, many steps up a large dune. From the top, on a clear day, you can see the Chicago skyline nearly 30 miles away across the lake. Today, it's a little too hazy. You could barely see a couple of buildings, but nothing the camera can capture.
Look, like see this tree here? If you can look just past it, you'll see some buildings.
From here, the trail travels down and over some smaller forested dunes before emerging onto the beach.
Oh boy. There's a good breeze up here at least. Whew. I might sit here and take advantage of that. Very cool elevated walkway. Looks like the end of the boardwalk. This is deep sand too. I hear water. Oh, wow.
After a quick stop back at the car, I'm off to do the Long Lake Loop and the West Beach Loop, beginning with a grueling climb in the hot sand.
So I guess we're going up that.
These two loops add another 2.5 miles and 180 feet of elevation gain to our day.
Well, let's go. Wow, this is a killer. All right, finally, out of the sun. Now this is more like it. Not quite as bad as Sleeping Bear Dunes, but still quite a workout if you're not used to it. Nice and cool in here. Aside from the sand, the foliage isn't much different than what we're used to in Ohio. Obviously, we're not that far from Ohio. We don't have sand dunes like this there. A little fast there, Chief. So far, I would say most people come to this national park to enjoy the beach. not so much the trails. Because even though these are really nice hikes, the trails are not very worn. Slightly overgrown. You can tell they're not heavily trafficked. Which is a shame. Being so close to a heavily populated area, people should be out enjoying this. Well, that's unusual. There's another tree burned. Wonder what gives with the burned trees. And there appears to be another one up ahead. We got here at a good time, because there is a rather long line of cars waiting to get in now.
Pardon me, sir.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
Yep. There goes the Amtrak. Oh, nice good breeze up here. Don't be looking at my white legs. Pretty neat trails so far. It's a nice park. It's small, but it's a nice park. Like I said, most people here probably come to enjoy the beach, but the trails are pretty nice too. So I'm just gonna sit here for a second, catch my breath, stop sweating so much, and maybe empty about a pound of sand out of my shoes. Okay, the last loop. Well, looky there. Cactus in Indiana. I thought about only doing the 2 loops. I'm pressing my time, but you know, I don't want to do anything halfway. There's 3 loops here. I'm doing 3 loops. At least you get a nice cool breeze off the lake every once in a while. I would really like to know the story behind all these burnt trees. I tell you what, this hiking through the sand, not one of my favorite things right now. We're almost done. It's quite a unique landscape. started from. Is it a mirage? Nope, it's the parking lot. Thank God. Oh, so happy to be back to the car. Oh. Well, that does it. That was all 3 loop trails at Indiana Dunes National Park. Now we're gonna get through Chicago as quickly as we can, get to the hotel, and just take it easy for the rest of the night. I'm looking forward to a good meal and a long shower. Whew. Oh boy, that air conditioning feels so good.
After a great stay at the Princeton, Illinois American, I was ready to start day 2. This day wouldn't quite go as planned. The hike I wanted to do this afternoon was not available due to construction, but I enjoyed the drive through beautiful Iowa, made a couple of stops along the way, and got to my campsite in Jackson, Minnesota earlier than expected.
You all know the sad ending to the movie La Bamba. Well, this is where it happened, the day the music died. And in this field behind me is the site of the plane crash that killed Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper.
Up next is one of my top 10 favorite national parks, and the first one I ever visited. So be sure to tune in for the next episode, and we'll see you then.